Hi, I'm Jacob Haren, and this is my YouTube channel, Me Plus You Plus Disney Plus. It's been another week of quarantine. I'm honestly really lucky. I've had some amazing friends open up their homes so that I could stay with them so I could get out of New York City, because it's a crazy town, but what better time than during quarantine to do my first Q&A. At the end of that last video that I did when I said I was doing my first Q&A, I was honestly like shocked at the amount of comments that I got with questions. Like, you all have so many questions for me, but I'm like really excited to answer them, and I'm gonna try and answer as many as I can in this video. So here we go. Let's answer some questions. Favorite Disney song? Okay, I think the best Disney song of all time is Part of Your World. Is it my favorite Disney song? Yes. Favorite Disney couple? Sublos. Duh. Favorite Pixar movie? Y'all are really trying it. Honestly, I think I'm gonna have to say Monsters, Inc. I just rewatched it and it's perfect. Favorite Broadway show? That's literally impossible, but I think that my top three, none of which I saw on Broadway, are Beauty and the Beast, Hairspray, and Ragtime. I wish I could go back in time and see them on Broadway. When you watched HSM TMTS, who was your favorite side character? I'm so bad at the favorites. I'm such an equal opportunist. I think these are really hard. Okay, I obviously felt like a very intense connection to Carlos, but Ashlyn was she might have been the winner. I feel like Carlos, they like, ugh. I don't know. Carlos and Ashlyn. I'm not gonna pick between the two. That's rude. Who's your favorite actor in a Disney movie or show? This is like such a lame answer, but honestly, I think that Zac Efron in the first High School Musical is incredible. He's so charming and endearing and hot and just like literally perfection. Like everything is about him in the movie is perfection. What is your all-time favorite Disney movie and ride? My favorite Disney movie of all time is Beauty and the Beast because it is the best Disney movie of all time. And my favorite Disney ride is Haunted Mansion, which may seem weird because I'm actually like not really a big Halloween person, but I think that ride is just like super fun and I love all the magic and effects in it, and it's super nostalgic. Favorite Disney Channel character? I actually don't know if I've ever talked about this on my channel, but my like favorite Disney Channel show growing up was Hannah Montana. When I tell you that I loved Hannah Montana, I literally went to the Hannah Montana Arena Tour concert by myself. So maybe Hannah Montana, probably Hannah Montana. However, like Ryan Evans also changed my life. Again, I'm not picking both of them. What is your favorite Disney Broadway cast recording? Okay, great question, because I love Beauty and the Beast, and I actually prefer the London cast recording of Beauty and the Beast to the Broadway cast recording of Beauty and the Beast, because they didn't cut stuff. In the Broadway cast recording, they totally chopped up the Be Our Guest dance break, and the full entire Be Our Guest dance break is in the London cast recording. Also in the London Beauty and the Beast cast recording, I love the If I Can't Love Her instrumental break. It's so much more lush and full. It's just way more dramatic. That was probably way too detailed of an answer for the person that asked that question. I'm sorry. Favorite song from HSM TMTS is Wondering. Favorite of all the High School Musical songs? It honestly changes, but Bop to the Top was always my favorite when that first movie came out, but the High School Musical 3 soundtrack is so lit and it honestly always gets me through my workout. But I would say my like hands down favorite was Bop to the Top. What is your favorite HSM memory? Probably seeing the arena tour because it opened in San Diego, so I was there on opening and it was just like the most incredible, most magical experience that I felt like I had been waiting my entire life to see, and they need to put it on Disney Plus. Who's your favorite HSM character? Ryan Evans. What was your initial reaction to HSM TMTS? I thought it was going to be incredible. When I saw that trailer, I honestly knew the show was going to be amazing, and it did not let me down. Who's one Broadway actor that you looked up to as a kid? I like didn't know what Broadway was when I was a kid. I only really got into Broadway when we were over at somebody's house and they had just recorded the Tonys, and so they showed me the Wicked performance from the Tonys, and I was like, and it changed my life, and then I became obsessed with Wicked. So after that, I kind of like followed Wicked and then discovered Eden Espinosa. She was in this show called Brooklyn and sings the song called Once Upon a Time that I like lost my mind for. But I've always been like a huge Eden Espinosa stan, which is why when a few weeks ago I was in New York on the subway and she sat down next to me, I literally could not breathe. I was like, are you Eden Espinosa? So I would say that like my like Broadway stan has been for Eden Espinosa, but I also was a huge Sutton Foster fan. It's all about the women on Broadway. I never really cared about the boys. Sorry, like women are just more interesting in musical theater. If you could be quarantined with a character from HSMT MTS and a character from Book of Mormon, who would you be quarantined with and what would you do together? This is such a creative question. I'd probably want to be quarantined with Nene because like, girl is writing so much music and I would be like, let's write music, let's live stream, let's get on it. And also cause like, I'm an Olivia stan. If I was gonna be quarantined with a character from Book of Mormon, girl, they're all like a lot. I mean, not Elder Price. Are you kidding? Cunningham would be like, whoa. Ooh. Wow. Honestly, nobody. I guess like Nabalungi, like she's the most normal of all of them. Nabalungi is like from Uganda, so I would probably sit down with her and give her a history lesson on Disney animation and we would watch all of the Disney movies in order from Snow White to now. That's what I would do with Nabalungi in quarantine. What's it like being an icon? LOL. That's a very sweet question, but I am not an icon by any stretch of the imagination. What is a dream show that you would like to be in? Girl, I have been wanting to play Jack Kelly in Newsies since I was probably 10 years old, and it hasn't happened yet. And I literally just discovered in quarantine that I'm balding, so it may never happen. What is your favorite show that you've ever been in? I did How the Grinch Stole Christmas at the Old Globe in San Diego, and it's the only Christmas show I've ever been in, and it was so magical, and the people were really awesome. But also the two shows that I did at Disneyland were like, they were so much fun. Disney Junior and Red Car Newsboys. So it's really hard to pick, honestly. What's the most embarrassing thing that happened while you were performing? So many things, but I think that hands down, oh my God. Hands down, the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to me is I was doing Rock of Ages in Las Vegas and I got thrown on for the lead last minute and my costumes were like not ready because it was very last minute and I was very new to the company. So there's this super fast change and I broke the fly. So like the fly was just like wide open. So the dresser tried to stitch it like closed like really fast in this quick change because it was so big and he could not for the life of him like break the thread to stitch the crotch closed. So I literally walked out on stage with an open fly and a needle and thread dangling from my crotch. And so I eventually like fished up the needle and thread and like stuffed it in my pocket, but my fly was still wide open. And then we found out after all of this that I actually didn't break the fly. It was like a jacket. You could have just like reconnected it and zipped it back up. Yeah, that was that. So if you've made it this far in my Q&A, you may have noticed that I didn't answer a lot of questions about being in the Book of Mormon on Broadway or being on Broadway in general. And it's because I honestly got so many questions that I thought that maybe I should do a Q&A purely about Broadway and theater and all of that, because you all had so many great questions about that. But for the last question of this video, the one that I will answer that was hands down the #1 question that I was asked is, what advice do I have for people that want to be an actor or be a Broadway performer? And the answer to that question is never stop learning. I was under the impression that when I graduated college, I was like, I am ready to be on Broadway. I've learned everything that I needed to learn, and how wrong I was. Part of being a creative person means that you're always growing and changing and learning, and the moment that you think that you are the and you have nothing else to learn, not only are you just super annoying and awful and nobody will like you, but you're just doing yourself a disservice, because there's always room to grow. So I always tell people just to never stop learning. And lastly, if you really want to be an actor or on Broadway, you just have to really never forget who you are and always be yourself. I've taught several master classes and stuff with kids that are studying to be performers, and I always tell them, you really just need to be yourself, and if somebody doesn't like that, then you don't want to work with that person anyway. When I was in college, every time somebody was like, just be yourself, I was like, whatever, I just want to be on Broadway, I don't care about being myself. But the reality is that, like, you are you, and the best version of you you can be is the one that is the most you, and if people aren't interested in that, then like, bye. We don't have time. That's like the Cliff Notes version of that answer, but I think that later on my channel, I'm gonna do a whole Broadway Q&A. But for that, I will definitely be pouring myself a glass of tea. TBD on that. But thank you all so much for watching. Those were honestly such fun questions. I had a blast answering them. Obviously, I had to reschedule my first night of my Disney Throwback Thursday live stream because Disney decided to do Disney Family Sing-Along at the same exact time that I was gonna watch Beauty and the Beast on my channel. So we're watching Beauty and the Beast this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm really excited about it because I love that movie and I'm gonna sing along, and I just want you all to have fun with me. So tune in Thursday for Disney Throwback Thursday. I'll have a new video for you Friday. Obviously, make sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you don't know me, you really do now for those questions. I'm Jacob, and we'll see you real soon.